This video is HF Mobile antenna locations. There are several locations that you can mount a mobile antenna. Some locations are just better than others. The top of the roof is very popular. The big disadvantage here is you stand a big chance of hitting tree limbs and overhead wires. It does give you a great pattern. If we move the antenna back a little bit, we have the same issues as before with the antenna hitting tree limbs and overhead wires, but the pattern is greatly changed. We can also mount the antenna on the back bumper, probably the most common area, but not exactly the most efficient area. Being that close to sheet metal, the efficiency of the antenna is greatly changed, as well as the pattern. The front bumper is a good choice. It doesn't have near the efficiency loss that you have on the rear bumper, but this location by far has the lowest spousal approval rating. Now let's talk briefly about patterns. Depending on the location of the antenna, the pattern will greatly change. In the center of the roof, the pattern is almost circular in nature. With it toward the rear, but still in the center of the vehicle, the pattern is somewhat like a beam, with some gain toward the front of the vehicle. If we place the antenna on the bumper, more of an oblong pattern. So where is the best place to mount an HF antenna? The best place to mount an HF antenna is in the center of the roof. This places it far away from the surface of the vehicle it's sitting on, and as far away from the vertical structure of the vehicle as possible. With respect to system losses, any other position on the vehicle will exhibit more losses, and contrary to popular opinion, DC or AC rounded strap will not negate the premise. To reinstate, low mounting height increases ground losses. The reason is a goodly portion of the return current is forced to follow in the lossy service under the vehicle, rather than through the less lossy superstructure. How much effect this has on efficiency depends on a lot of factors, especially the quality of the antenna itself. One key to increase efficiency, read as that low ground losses, is having as much metal mass directly under the antenna as possible. This is a good point to bring up the hotly debated issue about mounting mobile antennas down the inside of a bed of a pickup truck. Unless the mass of the antenna is very close to the pickup bed wall, the reduction in performance is very minimal. The reason is the amount of capacitance between the bed wall and the antenna mast seldom exceeds 2 to 3 picofarads. Even on 10 meters, this amount of capacitance loading is almost immeasurable. It certainly can't be measured by an antenna analyzer. Where you can get into trouble is mounting an antenna coil too close to sheet metal. In this case, the reduction in performance is easy to measure, even with an SWR meter in some cases. It is always best to keep the coil as far away from sheet metal as you can, free and clear, in other words. And if all else fails, talk to a mobile electronics certified professional or an ASE certified mechanic about your ham radio installation.